spring up. So we have a phrasal verb, spring up. Pachu, do you know that phrasal verb, spring up? Have you ever seen that before? I think we did it in other books.
No,
No,
oh,
you've never seen it?
n- yes, sir. No,
When you think of the word spring, what do you think of?
spring is the name of season.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anything else? Can you think of any other way that you would use the word spring?
and a spring is also like an object, and it can be extended.
Okay. So, are you talking about? Let me just put a picture up here on the screen. Just a second. So I'll just remind everybody, if you were watching earlier, that was way at the beginning when we started reading. That so I'm showing an image right now. It would take maybe 30 seconds for you to see the image, but I'm showing you an image of a spring. Pachi, let me know when you can see the image of the spring.
Yes, sir.
Can you see it? Is that what you were thinking about? Is
Yes,
that what you thought a spring was?
yes,
So, spring
yes,
jumps. It jumps up and down, right? That's why the season is called spring, because one day there's nothing, only snow, and then the next day there are flowers. The flowers just jump up from the ground like a spring. Does that make sense? Why you would call that
yes,
spring? Spring means,
yeah.
and spring up means jump or appear very quickly or something like that. So I'm just going to put a sentence here using spring up to show you how to use it. Let me know when you can see the sentence. I'll read the sentence while we're waiting. New stores spring up all over the city every year. What do you think spring up means in this sentence?
So, can you make it bigger, sir?
Oh, sure. Wait, let me see. Oh, I'm sorry. That's very small. Okay.
Yes,
I'm looking at several different things. I wasn't even paying attention. Okay. Can you see it now?
yes.
Okay. Can you read it?
Okay. New stores spring up all over the city every year.
What does that mean? Can you tell me the meaning of that sentence? How do you interpret that sentence?
So, uh, new stores. Uh, I could not figure out the meaning. Spring up.
What
I
does spring?
forget.
Okay, I'm going to write. Let's say spring up means suddenly appear, or like maybe think of jump up from the ground, like a flower in spring.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So,
Mohammed's
uh,
open. Yeah, but the difference between a phrasal verb and just saying open is boring. And usually if you use a phrasal verb, you add an extra special meaning or feeling to the sentence. So if you say new stores open, that's kind of boring. But when you say new stores spring up, that's like one here, one there, one over here. It's very exciting. They're everywhere. Does that make
yeah.
sense to you?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now, Pacho and I have been working on pronunciation, and the thing that we're focusing on is something that a lot of people fail to learn when they're learning English, and that is the duration of vowel sounds. That makes a big difference in your pronunciation. If you can master the vowel sounds and their duration, that would be very helpful if you're having trouble being understood. It really will. So, when I say the word new, is that a long
New
sound or a short sound, Pachu?
is a long sound.
Okay, so it's not new, right? It's not new. It's new,
Yeah. Is
new,
a new,
new, new.
new.
Muhammad says someone told me phrasal verbs is not formal, so it's not good to say them. I don't know where that comes from, Mohammed, because for example, and I had this in a class years ago, and uh, I gave the same example. How do you talk about opening, to start your computer or start the lights? You have to use a phrasal verb. There's no other way to do it. You have to say turn on the lights. There's no other way. You can't say start the lights. You can't say open the lights. In some languages, you say start or open or fire the lights. But in English, you have to use two words. You have to use a phrasal verb. So that is not true. I don't know where that comes from or why people say that, but that definitely is not true. Sometimes there's no other way to say it. And you have to learn phrasal verbs if you want to understand language because native speakers constantly use phrasal verbs. It's easy to say, oh, I'm not going to use phrasal verbs, those are stupid. But then you'll never understand what people are saying. And sometimes you need them to express certain ideas. So I don't know where that comes from, but that's really a myth. Okay, so we have new. Okay, that's a
Yeah.
long sound. New. Can you say that again?
Yes, new
Okay. How about stores? Stores.
stores.
Hmm. Is that long
Yeah,
or
long.
a very so
Yeah,
we have new stores. New stores.
new stores.
Okay. And what about spring? Spring. Is that a big sound or a little sound? Spring.
Spring is short,
Yes.
short.
Spring. Spring. Spring.
Yeah, it's spring, spring.
New stores spring.
New stores, spring.
So that's long, long, short. New stores spring.
Yeah, new stores, spring.
Hmm. How about up, up, up?
Uh, uh, up is short,
Could be.
up.
It could be. But uh, there's a complication with phrasal verbs. I don't think that we can get into a long explanation of it. So I'm just going to insist that you put a lot of emphasis on the word up and you make it bigger than it normally would be. So this is spring up, spring up.
Spring up, spring up,
Can you say gup,
spring up.
gup, gup?
Gup, gup,
Spring up, spring up,
spring up,
spring
spring
up,
up,
spring up.
spring up,
New
spring up.
stores spring up.
New stores, spring up.
Okay. Then we have all over, all over, all over. That's a two
All over,
phrase. Which,
all over.
what do you think about what does that mean when you say all over? What does that mean? Do you know?
Means everywhere,
Everywhere.
every. Yeah,
All right. Now, when I say that phrase all over, which word, there are two words, which word has the big sound and which word has the little sound?
all,
Is that big or small?
all over
All over.
is
So,
big.
yeah, all is big and over is not so big. Hmm. Can you say
Yeah,
that phrase? All over. All over.
all over,
Mm.
all over.
New stores spring up all over.
New stores spring up all over.
Okay. The city. The city. The city.
The city, the
What do you think?
city.
What do you think about those vowel sounds?
The has a small
Hmm.
sound.
Okay. City.
City has bigger.
Okay. Now city has two syllables. City. City. City.
City,
Which word do
yeah,
you think is
two
bigger?
sound. C, city, C, C,
City. Yeah, I agree with you. It's city. So you have the city. Well, no, I think it's E. I think E is bigger. City, city,
C- city,
city.
city.
So
Yeah, final.
yeah, the final one, which is not normal, actually. Usually that TY is not very big, but here it is. The city,
Yeah,
the city.
city,
New
city.
stores spring up all over the city.
New stores spring all over the city.
Oh, okay, now you have to say spring up and not just spring. You have to use both of the words. It's very important. New stores
Okay.
spring up all over the city.
New stores spring up all over the city.
Okay. Every, every. What do you think about those?
Every, a
Is that big or small?
is every. Is it
Every,
short?
every, every. Is that first sound big or small? Every.
Big.
What did you say?
Yes, is it small?
Oh no, I think it's
Every,
really big. Every. It's not every. It's
every.
not every. It's not every. It's every. It's very big.
Okay. Yeah, is a big.
Every. Can you say it like that? Every.
Every,
Victor-
every.
Victoria says in some languages there's no such phenomenon as a phrase. For example, in Russian, Ukrainian, Spanish, I believe. Yeah, well, I don't know about Russian or Ukrainian. I don't think that Spanish has any vowel sounds or any phrasal verbs that I know of. Yeah, it's a very complicated thing about English. It's maybe the hardest, one of the hardest things about learning English is getting used to phrasal verbs. Okay, now what about the word year? Is that a big vowel sound or a long vowel sound? Year.
Yeah, it's a big
Every
year.
year. Can you say both of those together? Every year.
Every year.
Okay. Now we have city and every. Does city end with a vowel sound? Hello? Uh-oh, maybe Pachu has disappeared. Pachu, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. Well, I think Pachu probably he'll return in a minute. Or maybe I should try calling him. Because we mysteriously connected, and I don't know how, but um, that's not normally how we do this. So maybe I'll try to call him up. Let's see. I don't know. Somehow, when I started looking for the link, that made me. Okay, I'm just going to restart my Discord. I don't really know how to use Discord.
Hello?
Oh, wait. Pachu
Hello,
has
sir.
returned. Pachu has returned from
Hello.
the land of mystery. Can you hear me? Do
Yes, sir.
okay. Okay. So, does that word city, does that end with a vowel sound? Yes? Hello? Oh, no.
Yes. City.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Okay, and does that start with a vowel sound? Does that start with a vowel sound? Okay.
Yes.
So
Every.
what happens when you put those two words together? Do you remember? Can you remember what you have to do?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, all right, I'm going to quit my Discord and I'm going to restart it. and I'm going to contact Pachu the way I normally do because it's really a mystery how I contacted him this time. I have no idea. Okay. You were in a voice channel last time you left Discord. Reconnect? No, I don't want to reconnect because I have no idea what I did. So here, let me try calling him. How I did it before.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. So now we're back in the
Yes.
normal way. I don't know how this will work, but let's see. Okay. So what happens
Okay.
when city ends with a vowel? It finishes with a vowel sound. It finishes with E. Okay. And every
Yes.
starts
City.
with E. So how do you put those two words together? What do you have to do to say them both?
The city. City every.
City every. You have to double the E. So I'm just going to write this on the screen so that people can see it. This is Muhammad is. I don't know, Pachu. Do you know how to make what? Actually, now that I'm here, maybe I could make the link. Let's see, messages, add friends, show profile. It's so simple. I know it's very simple. Pachu? Do you know how to send a Discord link?
No, sir. I have
Yeah, I don't.
no idea.
I don't either. Okay. Well, I know it was so simple before. Okay, I'm sorry, Mohammed. Next time, I promise I'll put it in the description. But I don't know why this is happening. Okay, so the way this sounds is you say city, you've got city. Okay, and then so this word city ends with e, and then the next word starts with eh. When you have two
Yeah.
vowels hitting each other, you have to repeat the vowel of the first word. So you have to say E 2 times. Listen, I'll say this very slowly. This is Sidievri. Sidievri. You have to connect those two words because one finishes with a vowel and one starts with a vowel. You add an extra sound to to separate them.
Yeah. So
Sidievri.
city every.
City every year. City every year. It becomes extra long.
City is, yeah. City every year.
Okay, not city. City. So it's
Okay.
not city.
City.
City every year.
City everywhere.
Every
City.
year.
City every year.
Okay. New stores spring up all over the city every year. Can you say the whole phrase?
Okay. So new stores spring up all over the city every year.
Can you say that again, but make sure that you're thinking about the fact that some vowels are very long and some vowels are very short.
Okay. So new stores spring up all over the city every year.
That's good. Okay. How will you make a yes no question with that sentence? New stores spring up all over the city every year.
So do new stores spring up all over the city every year?
Okay. How would you substitute new stores? What would be the pronoun that you would use in that situation?
So they
Okay. Ask again. Use.
they they uh, do do they spring all over the city every year?
Okay, but you have to say spring up. This verb has two words. It's not just spring, it's spring up. And that's very important that you have to say both of the words.
Yeah, spring up. Yeah, spring up.
Uh-huh. Say it again. Do they?
So do they spring up all over the city every year?
Okay. Now, which one sounds better? City or city? Which one sounds better?
The city.
City. That sounds better.
Yeah,
City
city.
sounds,
Yes.
maybe I'll understand it, maybe not. It depends who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But city, I will definitely understand. City.
City.
City. Okay. All right, let's take a look at another vocabulary word. Victoria says maybe you could put the link in the description. Victoria, I can't find the link. I don't know where it is. If you know how to use Discord, just look for Professor English, and that would be me. I don't think there's another one. Let's see. I'm just looking for another word. So we did spring up. Let's try another word. Pachu, are you sick? Do you have a cold? It sounds like you're sick.
No, sir. Just
Hmm.
it comes.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're just coughing a little bit? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, since we're
Here
doing
it
that, very what?
no, no. Here it is cold. Outside there is a fog. So
Oh,
yeah.
let's see. Deep voice because of coughing. Yeah, so we'll do hoarse. That will be our next word that we have today, hoarse. That means having a
Yeah.
deep voice because of coughing or yelling or maybe smoking. Did you ever know someone who smoked a lot of cigarettes? They talk like that.
Yeah.
That's a hoarse
Yeah.
voice. Or
Yeah.
older people sometimes they've been talking their whole lives and then they have a hoarse voice.
Uh, can we say thick voice, or
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
can we say hoarse voice like a thick voice?
Thick voice? No. No, you have to use the word hoarse. If you're talking about someone whose voice has changed because of using it a lot, because of screaming or laughing or coughing or smoking, then you have to say hoarse voice. That's the word that you have to use.
Okay, sir.
So let's see. Here's a sentence. I'm just going to put a sentence up here on the screen that we can use. Let me know when you can see the new sentence that I have up here. After cheering all night, his voice was hoarse.
Okay.
Do you see it?
After